Buy low, sell high. That was pretty much the cliche line I was using this weekend at the Limitless Expo out in Phoenix. Because, like I posted, I was out there, and it was a great conference. I can't say enough about it. The energy there, the people there were just amazing. Everything was going on. It was super cold in the basement of this complex that the air conditioner must have been 65, and I didn't have enough clothes, so that was the downside. But other than that, the information was awesome. So the thing that I wanted to say was it was interesting that, like, when people would come up to me and would just start talking arbitrarily, and they'd be like, so how do you make your money as far as in the markets? What do you do? Like, what do you buy? And I said, really, it sounds cliche, but buy low, sell high. And it's interesting that I just say that, but it's really the depth of what I do. And it's funny because when you had the people on stage, and if you read in books, the primary way of making money is not on the sale. You make money when you buy it. And a lot of people don't understand that. It's because they're buying it at the right price. They're buying it low and they're selling it high. All right, that's hopefully the premise of what we're trying to do anyway. And the way you do that is that you sort of have to know the product that you're buying. I remember I was working at a YMCA as a trainer, and this is while I was actually becoming, trying to train to become good at investing. And that was a little part-time gig that I had. And I would try to explain to the people there that had no basically background in investing at all, and I would just try to explain to them. I said, what do you know? Do you know cars? Do you know if, like, a 2006 Nissan Sentra, if it's $15,000 versus $2,000, is that a good deal? If you're buying drugs, maybe someone like doing pot or something at the time, it's like, if you get a dime bag, is it $5? Is it $1,000? Like, what's a good deal? I don't know these products specifically, but when you're buying specific products, there's a way of understanding this. So when you buy into the market, there's ways of measuring it, mathematical ways, mechanical ways. The same thing when you buy a piece of real estate. There's mechanical and mathematical ways of figuring this out. And you just have to understand that information. If you don't understand, stay away from that product, because so many people, and I know people, we'll see, maybe they won't get burnt, maybe they'll be just fine, and maybe things will keep on going into perpetuity. I don't know. I mean, the way I see things is that you go up and you go down. I've lived through 3 or 4 of these situations before, and I'm assuming there'll be another 1 or 2 or 3 before I'm not here anymore to actually experience it. But the point being is that you want to sort of actually invest after that disruption takes place. The problem that I'm seeing mostly from people is that it's the patience that they can't handle. They can't handle the patience because they don't have the discipline to sit back and say, you know what, I'll watch all these other people make their money, but I'll make money too when my time comes. Everybody has their time, but they want it to be now. They don't want to have to wait. And especially in this world now, and I get it. I mean, we don't have to wait to watch a movie. We don't have to wait to get a package delivered. Waiting now a day to get a package delivered back versus the U.S. Post Office, like, I don't know, maybe about 10, 15 years ago, you had to wait a week or two. Now it's overnight. It's crazy what has happened. And unfortunately, it's created a psychological adjustment to where everything in life is expected to happen quick. And, that's the sad part. And I have to say that even with real estate, what happened in real estate the past 4 or 5 years, it did happen quick. That's a pretty big movement. I don't know. We got a double on some things in 4 or 5 years after COVID. So that did happen kind of quick. And, obviously, look at silver. Silver was a actually interesting one when you look back about how long it took for it to pop. It went from 25 to 50. It took from 2011 to 2025 to get back to 50, and then after that it popped, like, within what, like, I don't know, like maybe 3 months. So once this actually people started paying attention to it, then everybody got on the actual the ball and actually went with it. And it's funny because that's what's happening with social media. Once it becomes a process, people recognize it and do it. So anyway, I think a car is going to pull up and park alongside me, and I just wanted to actually make that point. Buy low, sell high. If you don't know how to do it, learn how to do it. Learn value. Thank you.